where I see this tension going on between the East and the West in terms of not only adoption of artificial intelligence, but how we view it. And as a society in the United States, we're viewing this as an application layer as opposed to an infrastructure layer. 100%, there has to be a public-private partnership, much like how we built highways, much like how we built infrastructure in the 1950s, to say we need to have digital infrastructure in the United States because it's a state level interest, it's a local level interest, it's a national level interest, and it is a international interest because AI spans no borders. Let that sink in.
Right.
As an independent entity, I can go mine data from a variety of different countries without asking, hey, can I mine your public data? And then build profiles on that data and then influence things if I wanted to. I don't because I'm an ethical person, but who out
Mhm.
there isn't doing that? So we're in a new battleground of a race where we need to start thinking very seriously on the West side of what does integration of AI systems as infrastructure really look like? Because that's where we're losing the East.
So it's interesting because you mentioned briefly the throttling of chips that weren't sent. And I think it was under the Biden administration, right? The M200 chip, NVIDIA M200. What's interesting is that DeepSeek may have been a byproduct of that actually it spurred innovation to create models that are more efficient and pretty close to being as effective. The thing that I find interesting when you talk a little bit about China is that fundamentally both countries are very different. If you look at the way the governments have been built, in the US, you could argue, I can't remember what the percentage is, but an overwhelming percentage of people who are at the White House and Congress tend to have a legal background, whereas in China, Xi has surrounded himself with engineers.